Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Stage 6 of the 2015 USA. My name is Brad Zoner, joined on stage, as always, by Dave Toles. Dave, we're going to be making our way down to Fort Collins today for Stage 6, and also very exciting, we're going to have both our men's and women's fields out there today.
Yesterday really was a historic day up in Breckenridge as we included the women for the first time. 33 stages completed for the USA Pro Challenge, and it was great to get the women involved. And yesterday, certainly two-time Olympic gold medalist Kristen Armstrong taking the win, but Brad, the real story was how close she was to her up-and-coming teammate, Ali Dragoo. What, you had it at 12/100ths of a second.
Yeah, certainly a very close time trial yesterday. It came down to literally millimeters in the time trial, so Armstrong will wear the yellow jersey to start the day today, but her young protege, Ali Dragoo, not far behind. This will be a decisive day because whoever finishes in front of the other one today, they're going to be in the yellow jersey.
Right, exactly. So we obviously have both our men's race now into Stage 6 today, as we'll be racing with both the men and the women from right here at the ranch in Loveland to Fort Collins. The women doing almost 60 miles of racing, the men basically 100 today. It's going to be unbelievable, the atmosphere here in Larimer County on the Front Range. It's really good to come down from the high mountains and be back here where the people are.
Yeah, the thick air.
Yeah,
enjoying
no
that
kidding.
too.
I mean, we've had a couple stages where we never went below 3,000 meters or 9,000 feet. This has been an incredible race. And Brad, I guess, do you want to just focus on the women right now, and then we'll bring the men up a little bit later? Because the women's race really
a little different morning here on the Jelly Belly sign-in stage as both fields will be signing in here together. So the men and the women both going to be checking in within about an hour of each other. Offset.
There's a couple of teams that actually have both a men's and women's version. As the United Healthcare team would certainly be one. Optum Kelly Benefit Strategies another. You know, on the men's side of things, it's the United Healthcare team is the only team that has actually cracked the code on how you beat BMC here this year. BMC has not only won 4 of the 5 stages, they've dominated in just about every category, including, obviously, the race lead held by, right now, Rowan Dennis. It is amazing when you look at Rowan Dennis's year. This man started in January at the Tour Down Under, which he won, beating a stacked field there, then went on to set the world hour record. It's become a thing in professional cycling now. How far can one man ride in 1 hour on the velodrome? Rowan Dennis set the world record, or set the record, at right around 31.5 miles in that hour. He then went on to be the first rider to wear the yellow jersey at the Tour de France this year, and we have him now as our leader. But Brad, talking about the women, Kristen Armstrong is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, Beijing and London, and now she's announced that she is coming back for Rio. So the road to Rio really began here in Colorado for Armstrong.
Yeah, it's a huge year for American cyclists. So when you throw in the USA Pro Challenge, adding the 3 days racing, this is about as big as it gets for these American fields.
Yeah, there is no question now for the American women. They've been waiting for a USA Pro Challenge for a while, and to have it become a reality, there's riders like Mara Abbott. Mara is from Boulder, Colorado. She is a 2-time winner of the Giro Rosa, which is right now considered to be the toughest women's race in the world to win. It actually is the women's Giro d'Italia. There is no women's Tour de France right now for all intents and purposes. We have a rider actually in our field, Corinne Rivera, who is the best young rider. She finished 4th on the Champs-Élysées over the last couple of years. Or 2 years ago, Corinne finished 4th.
Well, I'm going to guess that we'll see teams like United Healthcare and Optum, maybe Tibco trying to go off the front here as well, as you really have to take big risks if you want to get a stage win. Just sitting in isn't going to do you any good because we know exactly what's going to happen.
Wow.
2016 presented by ShoAir will control. They're going to try to keep this race together, and if you don't try to get away, well, your GC chances are pretty much gone.
I would agree, and that's why I would expect to see riders. Lauren Hall also on that 2016 team. I mean, there's not a weak link in the chain there. But you've got to remember that with United Healthcare and Optum, along with Tibco here, they're going to be throwing everything at them. It's going to be an absolute barrage out there, Brad. I would think in the first 2 miles of racing, you're going to see a breakaway getting established here. You got to remember there's riders in our field like Meredith Miller who Meredith will know these roads better than any other rider. Even Mara Abbott wouldn't have a feel for these roads the way Meredith Miller will. As Meredith lived here, we stayed in Meredith's house one year at the USGP, actually, here in Fort Collins. And Meredith, I'm going to guess, Brad, was probably living up here for about 8 years of her life as a professional cyclist. Imagine that she's probably trained close to 100,000 miles on these roads.
Yeah, that's a huge advantage, especially on the descents. You can gain a lot of time if you're willing to take risks and you know what's coming on the way down some of the canyons that they'll be riding today. So knowing those turns, knowing where you can enter and exit and how much speed you can carry in, it's going to be huge for the local riders today.
It's not how fast you go in. It's how fast you come out of these corners. And Brad, you hit the nail on the head right there, because to be honest with you, knowing a climb for a professional rider, it's nice.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to your legs. And there's no way just knowing the climb is going to get you up it any quicker. Absolutely, what you said is true. Coming down now, you can find seconds that other riders won't be able to identify by knowing that if I cut this corner tight, I can still be able to set up for the next corner. Okay, that's experience that might come into play today. If Meredith Miller is in the breakaway, and I anticipate she will be, it's going to make for an exciting day of racing.
Yeah, absolutely. There'll be some panic bells ringing back in the field if we see, well, really any of these strong riders getting into the break. When we talk about a breakaway getting established, you really have to look at a few factors into what makes that possible for the riders. One, you have to have the right mix of riders. If the yellow jersey's in the breakaway, no way the other teams are going to let that one go. They're going to shut that down immediately. If there's a very clear favorite in the breakaway, they're going to shut that down as well. So you really need the right mix of riders in the breakaway. You need the right timing in the race, and you need the right response from the field. If they're too jumpy today, if maybe everyone's kind of on edge and a little nervous, they're going to chase down everything that goes. As soon as you get a bike length or two, I think you're going to see some riders trying to chase them down today, at least early on. But a breakaway will establish at some point. It's just a matter of when.
Colorado Women's Cycling Project presented by Spark Women's Racing signing in now. You guys, we don't team line. Let's grab a word with Gwen Inglis here. Gwen, a Colorado State road champion in her career. Gwen, how excited are you to be a part of the USA Pro Challenge this year? It's got to be a big deal.
Very excited. It's really an honor just for us to be here and be a part of it. To be in our home state and be able to sleep in our own beds last night was an awesome thing, too.
So you all should be acclimated, being Colorado-based athletes on the team. How'd yesterday go up in Breckenridge?
It went. It was a tough course, but, you know, we all survived, did our best, gave it our all.
So when you look around and you see this field, we haven't seen anything like this in Colorado in my time in the sport. Pretty impressed by Armstrong, Abbott, everybody in the field?
Definitely. We have, you know, the best riders in the country here, and so we're happy to be able to race with them.
Good luck, Gwen. That's Gwen Inglis, one of the danger women, definitely on that Colorado Women's Cycling Project presented by Spark Women's Racing. Gwen is one of these riders that really deserves this experience. She's been racing. If, you know, as do, you know, I look around at some of our officials like Lynn Taylor and Tim Madden. These folks put in, week out to help grow the sport. And I hope Lynn feels great today about everything she's done to help support cycling. And Gwen Inglis is a rider that has directly benefited from all this hard work from our officials and volunteers through the years. And now she gets the big show.
Yeah, life in bike racing is not all USA Pro Challenge stage races. You certainly have to put in your time at the smaller races, those Saturdays where you're getting up early, you're driving out to the middle of nowhere. There's not all the hype and show that we have here at the USA Pro Challenge. So this is certainly a big week for all the riders racing here.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, everybody remembers their first bike race, right? Yeah. And it wasn't the USA Pro Challenge. No, but you got to start somewhere, for sure, in this sport. Actually, we have a rider in our men's race. You were identifying that he actually started racing in April of this year. Now, it's one of the Team Novo Nordisk riders, but think about that. He had never raced a bike before this April. What were you doing this April? You know what I mean? That's just a few months ago. And here he is in the world, well, not a world tour race, but pretty much the world tour level here at USA Pro Challenge. He was a standout distance runner, so the physiology's there, but there's something to the bike handling, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sure he got a crash course in that yesterday, not literally, don't worry. Figuratively.
But to flip that around, a kid like Logan Owen, who's only 20 years old, has already got 15 years of bike racing experience. Logan Owen, the first time he lined up at a national championship was 10 years old. He has never lost. He has gone to our nationals in cyclocross every single year and won.
Yeah.
It would be unprecedented if there wasn't this woman named Katie Compton.
Yeah.
Who happens to be the greatest cyclocross racer of all time, man or woman. It just happens to be she's an American.
Yeah, it's always amazing to see where riders come from to get here to the highest level of racing. A lot of riders start in a different discipline of cycling, be it mountain biking or BMX racing or cyclocross in the case of a kid like Logan Owen. But then they come to the road, they kind of figure out, hey, I'm a pretty good road racer too. Those skills translate over. And sometimes those riders coming from different disciplines make some of the best road racers that we have.
All right, some of the Amy D riders signing in right now, including Mara Abbott, as another big week of racing for the Amy D Foundation. We had them down at the Tour de Gila this year with this group, and Mara ended up winning once again. It was an outstanding moment for all of us that loved Amy and what she brought to this world. So now we have a chance to see and say hello to a woman who clearly is one of the reasons why this race has become so inspirational for many. As if you're a Mara Abbott fan, you've been waiting for the USA Pro Challenge to come along for a while. And as this race grows, I think we will start seeing mountaintop finishes. But right now, Mara, let me go. Yeah, exactly. In Europe, the teams all line up on the stage, and we do this whole presentation thing. In America, we're going to do it like the men and meet some of the stars here. So, Mara, yesterday, clearly a great day for racing in Colorado. Well, what are your thoughts?
You guys. You know, it was really exciting to finally get to actually have this happen. You know, a lot of times in cycling you get promised stuff and it does. I make the joke about like Charlie Brown in the football. And so everyone was saying, are you excited for the race? Are you excited for the race? And even a week out I was like, yeah, we'll see. And so to actually have it happen was a huge deal. The crowds were amazing. Everyone was talking about it and talking about how it's one of the best attended and most supported races that we see as women, and it's a real privilege to be included. And I hope that everyone lets these guys know how much they enjoy having the women's segment, and we can make it even longer next year.
I'm pretty sure, Mara, that's already working. I really saw that on social media and just people talking with Sean Hunter and all of our staff here. There's no doubt the women's race was a huge success yesterday. So let's get down to brass tacks. Today, big day. I mean, are you going to get in a breakaway and make them hurt?
You know, Dave, if I told you that, it wouldn't be a very exciting bike race.
So that means yes, Brad, by the way. So, hey, talk about the Amy D Foundation, to me, is the greatest thing going in the sport right now. It really is about providing opportunities for young women, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it's, you know, something I talked about a lot at Gila is often in cycling you're riding for corporate sponsors. And that's a great thing because that's what allows our sport to exist. But it's pretty special to be able to ride to support a person that you care about deeply and support a cause. And so that's a real privilege, and that's something really special about the opportunity to wear this jersey.
I think that anybody that knew Amy knew that she would be in hog heaven right now with this race going on. She would have figured out a way to get on a composite team, wouldn't she? As a cross racer, this isn't her thing, but she would have been racing.
You know, everyone loved Amy enough that it was never a problem to get her on a composite team. She'd pop up just about everywhere. So.
Thanks a lot, Mara. You're absolutely right. And good luck, and thanks for riding with Amy on your shoulder for us. Brad, that team is the feel-good team in cycling right now, without a doubt. Dan and Nicole Dombrowski, the brother, and Dan's wife, Nicole, they put their heart and soul into this Amy D Foundation. If you guys would do me a favor and check out amydfoundation.com and see how you can get involved, because they are already, Brad, they've raised a significant amount of money, and it's already working. They've plugged it right back into the programs to where they wanted to see change. And I'm telling you, this is a great thing happening.
Yeah, what they're able to do is finance seasons for certain riders. It's kind of like a grant. If you want to race a season, they help you with travel and equipment and things like that to make sure that riders who maybe wouldn't have that opportunity, that talent doesn't go by the wayside. If you're not able to get a ride on a big-name team, then they certainly want to make sure that those riders have a chance to race. And that's really what the Amy D Foundation, one of the many facets of the Amy D Foundation.
Your ride's here.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, Cycling Academy now going to be signing in as well. We're ready for this moment. It's the first time in the history of American modern stage racing we've opened up the stage to the men and the women at the same time. Historic moment here at the ranch. We should add equal prize money for the women as well. And I think that's something that it was pretty obvious that that's the way the USA Pro Challenge was going to roll.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be. I think just doing the right thing.
So, yeah, the women will be starting 10 minutes before the men here today, riding similar but slightly different courses out there today, but both finishing on the same line in Fort Collins. I don't know, Brad. It's going to be an interesting day with the wind. I have a feeling we've been pretty lucky so far here on the USA Pro Challenge. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Well, you didn't have a headwind in the time trial yesterday.
Oh, right. No. Well, and also, the wind has played a role in this race for sure. The stage into Breckenridge also heavily affected by it. All right, so Brad, really looking forward to having Kristen Armstrong up on the stage here. How many times are you going to meet a two-time Olympic gold medalist in your life?
Yeah, not every day that you have that caliber of athlete racing right in your backyard, and the chance to be up close and personal with those riders is huge here at the USA Pro Challenge.
In endurance sport, there's been no one to ever win 3 gold medals in their discipline. It has happened order with the discus, and there have been some shot put athletes and strength-based weightlifting athletes that have done it. But in endurance sport, the closest anyone came was a gentleman named Abibi Bakila, who won the 1960 games in Rome, 64 games in Tokyo, and then was tragically actually killed training right before he was favored to win the 68 games in Moscow. We got a better thing going now with Armstrong, who is absolutely on her A game. We learned that yesterday. Kristen Armstrong will be the greatest shot the world has seen to do the gold triple in endurance. It's unimaginable to most people in sport.
Yeah, now Kristen Armstrong had retired a few years ago. She announced that she was coming twice at retirement to have her son Luke, and then obviously coming back into the sport. There was a big question mark above that when a rider at 40-plus years old comes back into an endurance sport like pro cycling. There's always a little bit of a question mark, but I think she answered that question yesterday with her winning time trial.
Brad, when I was your age, they would have laughed if someone said a 40-year-old woman was thinking about going to the Olympic Games. Now, you're an idiot if you don't recognize that's entirely realistic. You're not paying any attention at all in the world of sport. We have had, Chris Horner won the Vuelta at 42 years old. So everything's changed. You see athletes at 18 years old as the best in the world, reference Marianne Vos, or athletes over 40 still beating the best in the world. Age, it's just a number.
Yeah. Keep telling yourself that.
No, it's not at all, but it's certainly in cycling. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
That is maybe the best way to put it, especially an old book.
Well, you want to talk about young talent? How about this kid riding for the Jelly Belly Pro Cycling Team, the Australian, who now calling Colorado home. This will be Lachlan Morton making his way to sign in.
Well, and what a ride Lachlan has had here at the USA Pro Challenge already, as he and his teammate Gavin Mannion are sitting 4th and 5th. Yeah, a women's sign-in sheet as well, something new today, Lachlan. So, as Lachlan signs in here this morning, how was your time up in Breckenridge? You have a chance to enjoy yourself at all in the old stomping grounds, or just business?
Yeah, not too much time to enjoy myself.
You did a great job, though, racing aggressively. I know the wind was a little bit tough coming into Breck, but had to be happy with your time trial. It was a great ride.
Yeah, it's been a good race for us. We're trying to be aggressive as possible, and yeah, we're having fun with it. It's hard, but we're having a crack.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Lachlan. It looks like having Gus on the team and just the morale's the best we've ever seen on Jelly Belly, that's for sure. Now you've got 2 riders in the top 5. Who would have thought that you would have been BMC's biggest problem coming into this one? Outside of you guys, I think you've really impressed a lot of people.
Yeah, I think sort of coming into it, we were quietly confident. I knew how well all the guys are going, and if we raced it, the way we wanted to race it, we could do something. But yeah, 4th and 5th is nice, but it'd be good to get one of us on the podium. So there's still a bit of racing to go, and we're going to race it as hard as we can.
And I don't doubt that for a second, Lachlan. With the situation you have, isn't it going to be the old 1-2 punch over and over from you and Gavin today?
Yeah, I mean, you have to see.
Okay, we can't wait to watch. Thanks, Lachlan. That's and Brad, of course they keep the cards close to the vest here, but
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
count on the fact that BMC is going to be dealing with the Jelly Belly boys today. That's for sure.
Well, absolutely. Days like today, as we start getting closer and closer to the end of the USA Pro Challenge, the runners have to start making bigger and bigger moves, and a lot of times that means the breakaways. When you're getting down to the final 2 stages, you haven't had that stage win yet that you came to Colorado hunting for. This is where you really start to get motivated for teams like Jelly Belly.
To those that are willing to take the big risks, the potential for big reward exists today. And Brad, looks like you've got some special guests that we're going to have up on stage with us. Always fun. We'll bring them up in just a moment here as we'll continue to have a chance to talk to the rest. Thanks again to Jelly Belly for their support of our sign-in stage every morning. They really, the longest running professional cycling team in the world is the Jelly Belly team, so something's working there. We have a couple of our Fort Collins-based riders, or at least have lived in Fort Collins, signing in now, including yesterday's bronze medalist. What a ride for Amanda Miller and the Visit Dallas presented by Noise for Good team. I see Fearless Femme also lining up. Ladies, come on in. You can certainly sign in now. We'll got a lot going on the stage today, so we'll just make sure everybody keeps moving through. And it's going to be Fearless Femme signing in now. All right, how'd it go out there yesterday, Mandy? 9,000 feet, that's no joke.
Not at all. It was good, but we're looking forward to today.
So I got to think you guys are planning on racing aggressively.
Absolutely not letting anything go. So it's going to be a really aggressive day for everybody out here.
And so what do you think? I mean, is there a chance? We talk about this every morning on the sign-in stage, but, I mean, are you a believer in a 6-rider breakaway today going to the line, or is that a bit far to go?
I don't know. There's a lot of dynamics out here, and there is really strong women in this field that everybody has to be aware of, so anything can happen.
How cool is it racing with the men in front of these crowds for the Fearless Femme team? I know you're a team on your way up in this sport. Got to be great to showcase yourselves here.
Oh, it's great, and thank you all for the opportunity for us to actually showcase ourselves and giving us the opportunity to prove that we actually do belong here as well.
You proved it yesterday, Mandy. Good job out there, Fearless Femme Hot Wheels, as it is a lot coming at us. Gavin Mannion, you are having an amazing week here. Congratulations on a great time trial. How you feeling going into the stage today, Gavin?
Thanks. Feeling good. Looks like it's going to be another hard stage, so maybe there'll be some GC shakeups. We'll see what happens.
It is. It's about as wide open of a day as you see in this sport, isn't it? Because, I mean, I have a feeling BMC might sit back a little bit and let you guys go for it. What do you think?
Yeah, it's possible. They've got a fairly strong stranglehold on the first 2 places, and yeah, there's some hard climbs, and it's a pretty tough finish today, so I think it's going to be a hard race.
Good luck, Gavin. Can't wait to watch you out there. Gavin's sitting in our top 5 right now. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you can be proud of one of your own. This young lady spent, a good 5 years in Fort Collins, right, Amanda Miller?
7, actually.
7 years, and that is what you must, when you look at your success, clearly it all comes back through the fort.
It definitely does. I raced for Colorado State University, and that's kind of where my career started.
Hey, so tell me about racing in front of crowds like that. It's got to be unique. I mean, as far as, Brad and I were talking about, most races in America are nothing like the USA Pro Challenge, whether you're a man or a woman. Makes no difference. This is the big show. Do you get goosebumps on the start ramp?
Definitely, and I actually went faster yesterday because of the crowds. So.
That's awesome, Dave. I mean, that's real then, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
How crazy were they up on Moonstone?
Oh man, there was somebody running alongside of me. I'm pretty sure I knew who it was, but that was just extra motivation.
Awesome. Great job, Amanda. And congratulations, Amanda, sitting right now in our top 3. And as we take a look, let's grab a word with Meredith Miller. Meredith also living up in Fort Collins. How long did you live in the fort?
5 years.
Not good 5 years, I bet.
Yes, absolutely. I missed the fort.
So Brad was talking about this morning, and I totally agree with him. It's one thing to know the local roads, but you can't know which way the wind is going to come from. You're not a weather woman, and it's maybe better to know the local descents.
For sure. And actually with the wind, the thing around here is like it can change at any moment. It just sort of swirls. You think, okay, finally we're going to make a turn up there, and the headwind's going to become a tailwind, and it's still a headwind. So it doesn't matter. But the descents, descending down Risk today with closed roads, no traffic, is going to be like the all-time high. Because, of course, we all like to, ride on roads without cars, and it's going to be so much fun.
I can't wait for you to have that experience. So Meredith Miller, who is a U.S. national road champion in her career, might be better known these days as a cyclocross star. And I was thinking about this last night. I always like to think about good questions, right? So you've raced at the World Championships. You know what a really sick Belgian crowd is like. What was it like yesterday compared to the World Championships of cyclocross? Apples and oranges, I know, but talk to me about energy.
Well, the thing about crowds in Belgium at like cyclocross or whatever is that the numbers are huge. There's 30, 40,000 people there, but they're quiet.
And they're kind of mean.
Yes, they only cheer for the leaders. So like if you're on one part of the course, you know where the leaders are because you can hear the people over on the other side cheering. We're here, everybody cheers for everyone. And the coolest thing yesterday too is that the people who had the start list were calling out your name. You're like, wow, I didn't know so many people knew me. I'm like, that's because they have a start list.
Yeah, thank you, Internet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the crowds were awesome, and I expect that the crowds up on Wrist and throughout the course today are going to be pretty great too.
Meredith, we wish you all the luck in the world. Have a great day. It's your day out there.
Thank you.
Meredith Miller signing. Hey, Pete, quick word this morning. Continue to impress us day after day. So I know, the story, it's almost like a broken record when you come up every day, I know. But Peter, with the greatest comeback we've got going in the sport right now. 4 months ago, this man, we weren't sure he was going to race again. Now, not only are you racing, you are crushing. Great job out there. Talk to me about how it felt leading him into Breckenridge.
Yeah, it felt real good, and actually being able to contribute to the race instead of just being a pack filler, so I'm still getting stronger every day. Unfortunately...
Can you feel getting stronger every day, Pete?
Yeah, no, it's every day I'm staying in the field longer and longer, and I'm so fresh off of this. Everything I do is making me better. Unfortunately, the fast comeback, I'm now dealing with a bit of Achilles tendonitis, so we'll see how far today goes, because we got to be safe over sorry, but we'll see.
In all honesty, then, if we're at the finish line today and we hear that you've dropped out of the race, don't be too surprised.
Exactly.
And we won't be worried either because we know you got all this under control here. Hey, when you lived in Boulder, now Pete lives in Santa Rosa, beautiful Santa Rosa, California now, but grew up in Boulder. This was a pretty common training, the Carter Lake, right? Isn't that a pretty normal Tuesday for you?
Yeah, Carter Lake every weekend in the winter, and I did a semester up at CSU in Fort Collins, so I know all this pretty well.
Perfect. Good luck out there, Pete. We're going to keep an eye on Pete Stetina. If he can make it through today, that's great. If it doesn't, Brad, we're going to be okay with it. Now, this is the 2016 Show Air team doing a line dance.
Yeah, well, 3 of our jerseys being held by this team as we have our Colorado Tourism Best Young Rider, our Lexus Green Sprint Leaders jersey, then, of course, the yellow Smashburger Leaders jersey.
Hey, Brad, this morning in the car was telling me that Kristen Armstrong is his idol, Chloe. Is that the same for you?
Yes, definitely.
So, hey, you're 18 years old. You had a solid ride yesterday. What's it like to make the jump up to the big leagues and race with the top-level women?
It's really nice. I'm really enjoying it and can't wait to keep doing it next year and the years after.
All right, so we're going to work our way down. Now, you had an amazing ride yesterday, 12 100ths of a second out. Did you calculate the distance that 12 100ths is?
No, it wasn't. Oh, well, sorry. It wasn't even worth it. It was just a good ride. And Kristen had a great ride. I had a great ride. Anything could have happened, Just good riding all around, so.
It seems like we're talking with Ali Dragoo. You started the season on a high note, and it's really stayed right there, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've been working really hard. I'm really grateful. God's given me the gift to keep going and endure the sport. It's been really awesome.
Good luck today, Ali. Kristen Armstrong, ladies and gentlemen, 2-time American Olympic gold medalist. And we're thinking it might be 3. How cool is it to get the Olympic machine rolling again, Kristen?
It's a little cool. It's really cool. It's just, you have to it's a little rusty sometimes, but hey, I have been back training since February, and I'm feeling really good, and I feel like every time I come out and race with the 2016 presented by Show Air team, it's just such an inspiration to be with these girls, and it really reminds me every time I'm on the road why I love the sport so much and why I did come back.
So, as the crowds yesterday, that's got to confirm, I would think, that, this is worth doing, this kind of energy. You can't find that anywhere else in the world, can you?
Not at all, and that's why the U.S. Pro Challenge was definitely on my calendar. There was no question whether or not I was going to be here or not. This is a great lead-in into Richmond, which is about 4 weeks. I'll be flying out from today, And so I couldn't ask for a better platform, and I couldn't ask for better crowds. In fact, I hope Richmond better show up like Colorado does.
Right on, Kristen. Kristen Armstrong, 2016 Show Air, is our Olympic gold medalist in the field. Let me grab a word with you, Lex. How'd it go for our Canadian friend up there in Breck?
Well, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it past the top without passing out, but I did, so I gave myself a big pat on the back a little while after I finished the race. But no, it was definitely a challenging course, but it was a lot of fun to have all the spectators out there, and with all the noise and all the excitement, you know, it really helped us push on, and I'm looking forward to today.
We're talking with Lex Albrecht from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Lex, it's going to be an aggressive day of racing out there. You guys come in with a solid plan, or are you going to let the chips fall where they may in the first couple miles?
Oh yeah, we have a solid plan. I can't tell you what it is, but we're definitely coming into this stage with some big aspirations. We're definitely here to race hard. 2016, presented by Show Air, has the lead, but Optum Pro Cycling, presented by Kelly Benefit Strategies, you know, we're ready to put up a big fight because we are in the game too, so we're ready to race.
You can count on this kid. Go get him, Lex. Hey, let's grab a word with Whitney Schultz, the Colavita Bianchi rider, who I guess has gone away.
Yeah, I think you missed her. But what we do have is our Sierra Nevada KOM leader in the red jersey for the United Healthcare team.
QOM. That's a pretty cool title to have. And it fittingly would go to a woman from Aspen, right? Queen of the Mountain, that's you.
Yeah, I mean, I love to go uphill, so.
Yeah, so, hey, as a University of Colorado graduate and making the jump into the pro field, then now the USA Pro Challenge coming along early in your career, pretty good timing.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I couldn't have asked for better timing.
Okay, thanks a lot, Abby. That's Abigail Mickey there, our United Healthcare rider, as we now have our TIPCO SVB riders signing in right now. Let's grab a word with Joe Kiesnowski. Joe, 2 or 3-time New Zealand Olympian?
3 times.
I'm going to guess, did you make it to the Sydney Games?
No, so it was Athens, Beijing, and London.
Which game stood out as the best for you?
It's tough, you know, like, but I probably would have to say Athens, you know, like just going back to the birthplace of where the Olympics were. It was, you know, really special racing past the, you know, the Acropolis and all the famous places in Athens.
So that's another great comparison. You know, with cycling, you can only get so many people along the barriers. And sometimes the biggest events have the spectators that maybe aren't the most involved. They happen to, you know, their brother got them tickets and they went to the cycling event. Here, the people in Colorado seem pretty passionate, don't they, on the side of the road?
Yeah, I'm just so excited to be racing in, you know, my home state of Colorado. This is where I live, you know, for a lot of the time when I'm not in New Zealand. So I'm just completely stoked to be racing here, and, you know, just the fans are just amazing here in Colorado. People come out on their bikes to watch, and yeah, it's fantastic.
We couldn't ask for more, could we? Thanks a lot, Joe. Joe Kiesnowski on that. There. Oh, all right, I can see what you're talking about, Brad. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to meet the future of cycling, as this is our Smashburger race leader, Rowan Dennis. Rowan, we threw the switcheroo at you today. The women racing. How were your thoughts on that, seeing the women out there on the course yesterday warming up?
Yeah, it was great, but they sort of confused me. I nearly signed into women then. But yeah, it's obviously it's great for the women. My girlfriend's a female cyclist with Orica, and obviously any extra racing I can get, and the crowds with us as well. The publicity is great.
It's great. Rowan Dennis now, who is the first yellow jersey at the Tour de France this year. Rowan, it's interesting, is you're still a young rider, but you're getting this responsibility now of almost becoming a spokesman for the sport of cycling. It comes pretty quickly when you have success, doesn't it?
Yeah, you have to sort of watch your mouth every now and then. I've had to close my lips a couple of times and really think about what I have to say before I do. And obviously, with the more results and it's more responsibility, and you have to sort of grow up a little bit quicker.
Listen, I mean, it's no secret. If you read any of the cycling publications, this guy's being favored as one of the top 3 to win the World Time Trial Championships. What do you do to prepare for that after this race? Do you stay at altitude with us here in Colorado?
Yeah, I'll be in Boulder for 3 weeks, and I'll be preparing with my coach specifically just for that time trial and the team time trial as well, with trying to back that up as a second win after Pomfrada. So yeah, it's everything for that after tomorrow.
Yeah, we can't wait to watch. I think you got a lot of new fans here in Colorado, Rowan. Good luck out there today.
Thank you very much.
Rowan Dennis, our race leader here. Let's grab a word with Taylor. Oh, go ahead, Brad.
We got Brianne Nalder in our Strava Most Courageous Riders jersey. She earned the orange jersey yesterday as signing the jersey that she's wearing right now.
All right, Brianne, let's grab a quick word here. Great job yesterday. You know, it's interesting. You don't even show up in the top 10 as far as the cute Queen of the Mountain competition. Talk me through your ride.
You know, it's actually funny. I chose to ride the road bike because I was going for the QOM and didn't even get up in the QOM, but somehow my overall time was faster than I could have even imagined.
But I don't quite, I mean, someone who's not known as a descender, who didn't have a great, what happened on the way back down into Breckenridge? You must have had the ride of your life.
I didn't feel like I was, but I did. Wow. So it was great. I mean, maybe it's because I felt like I just needed to really hammer that down. I was confident on my road bike because that's what I ride more often.
Sure, and a young lady coming from Utah, you're used to these mountain roads. I mean, it's kind of your wheelhouse, isn't it?
Oh, totally. I was stoked about the time trial. Give me hills and elevation. That's what I want.
Right on. That's Brianne Nalder, the DNA K4 team, our Strava Most Courageous Rider here this year, Brad. So I think that's actually got the entire women's peloton signed in at this point. Even Rowan came early today.
Yeah, getting it out of the way. So, that'll do it for our women's race here on the Jelly Belly Stein Stage. Still a lot of riders from our men's field. Now, we're going to start our women's call-ups at around 11:25 today. We do have an 11:35 start for them. So about 10 minutes, we'll start introducing those riders. So there's going to be a lot going on here in the next 10, 15 minutes.
Including our Colorado State University best young riders signing in after an amazing ride yesterday. This is Teo Geoghegan-Hart of the Action Team. Teo, that was fantastic. Makes all this hard work up here at altitude. I can't imagine for you guys, well, I don't know if it's fun or not being at altitude, but a lot of work there paid off yesterday.
Yeah, I think it's great for the team to have two guys in the top 10 and show that we can be up there kind of on any variety of terrain throughout the race.
So when you look at a day like today, and you're right, Daniel had an incredible ride as well. So once again, can we expect you to be as aggressive as you always are?
I think the team's got a lot from the race so far, so certainly there's an element of consolidation now and protecting what we do have, but equally we always come into these races looking to be aggressive, and I know there's a few guys who are based or live around the Denver, Boulder area, so they'll be super motivated and excited to be racing on home roads.
Right on. Thanks, Teo. That's Teo Geoghegan-Hart of the Action Team. This is the story of the week, without a doubt. Rob Squire, you are my hero. No question. Rob riding with the Hincapie team. Rob, did this week exceed even your expectations coming in? I mean, I know a lot of people are now saying, wow, this guy's the real deal.
I wouldn't say it exceeded my expectations. I'm riding right where I think I can, and it's nice to finally confirm that with some results.
In this sport, if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you, right?
That's right. I mean, fortunately for me, I've got Hincapie behind me, Team Hincapie, and everybody has so much confidence in me that it's easy to perform well with them.
We do too now, Rob. Tell me, what's your pump-up music? What's Rob Squire got going on the headphones there?
Oh, it's just soothing sounds of the forest.
Like orcas, or no, excuse me, forests, so owls and stuff?
Yeah, bald eagles, grizzly bears, that sort of thing.
What is your spirit animal?
Probably a bear with an eagle's head.
Awesome. Good luck. That ought to work here in Colorado. Good luck, Rob. That's Rob Squire of the Hincapie team. What's your spirit vegetable?
Vegetable? I don't know if there's such a thing. This fall, I'm going to go on a spirit quest, so we'll find out.
Good, right on. This is Will Routley. Will, hey, what's Shoshana have to say? Will's wife, Shoshana, this is the only couple racing with us at the USA Pro Challenge. What was her feedback to you? I hope you had a chance to talk.
Feedback on the race here so far. She's been looking forward to it for quite a while. She had a crash about a month ago, so she hasn't raced in a full month. But she's pretty excited about today. We did some sprints training, and she was beating me consistently, so she's pretty charged up.
Well, that's good to hear, I guess. So, hey, when you look at the course today, your team is actually the service course, or your headquarters are in Golden, Colorado. Have you guys been out and looked at the wrist and seen the climbs around here?
A couple of guys like Tom Zerbel, he knows it, but for me, this is all new. It's my first time racing Colorado, but I've had a good report from Pat McCarty. He lives in Fort Collins, so think we know what to expect. It's not going to be easy.
No, definitely not. Good luck, Will. That's Will Routley, the Optum Kelly Benefit Strategies team, signing in here. Brad, boy, this morning went by quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We are getting very close to starting to call our riders to the line, but still a lot of pro men to sign in. Now, their sign-in is going to be open for another 10 or 15 minutes from right now, so you're going to see riders rolling up to check in as we get ready to send our pro women's field off.